All right, welcome. My name's Clayton. Let's start by playing a game. Since we're talking about games, so I need 3 volunteers. Here's the rules. I need you, first thing you have to do if you want to volunteer is I need to see a smile on your face. And not to smile like you all just gave me when I said I need a volunteer and you gave me one of these. Okay, because if that is a smile, I will not pick you because I know as soon as I pick you, you're going to be up here with that. Okay, and we don't want that. But I need to see a smile on your face, like big Christmas morning smile, okay? I need, ladies, imagine this. I know a lot of times, ladies, you have a hard time imagining getting everything you want for Christmas. So, ladies, forget about that when you think about Christmas morning smile. Think about this, ladies, okay? You wake up, you go into the living room. You don't even look at the tree because you know you're not getting what you want anyway, which is good to have a healthy dose of disappointment early in life, ladies, okay? But you go and you grab your remote and you turn it to your favorite channel. And ladies, your favorite movie is playing all day long. You know that movie where that rich guy is dating this girl and they go back home and she falls back in love with her country bumpkin boyfriend. And they kiss just before it snows. That movie, lady, is playing all day long. Okay, so you think of that when we say Christmas morning smile. All right, so I need you to put a big ear-to-ear smile on your face. Okay, raise your hand like this. Okay, if you want to volunteer and play one of the games, you're going to volunteer and play one of the games. All right? And then you're going to shake your hand side to side like this, okay? Now, I need 3 volunteers, okay? I need 3 volunteers, all right, young lady? Yeah, if you want to play, come on up here, guy, and you can play a game, and you can come on up here, dude. 3 volunteers, all right? Give them a hand as they come up. Give them a hand as they come up. Come on. We'll play right over here, all right? So I need you to hold this just like this, okay? Hold this just like this, and then you're going to hold this.
I don't want to.
You don't, okay, you don't want to volunteer anymore? Okay.
I'm kidding.
All right, I did play this game one time, and a guy went, I ain't got no teeth. Okay, and so you're gonna just open your mouth. You're gonna put this like this in the corners of your mouth, then pull it forward so you're not biting down on it, okay? But don't eat it like a cookie. It will not work. So hold it up straight, put it in your mouth, in the corners of your mouth, and let's play our game, okay? Yeah, perfect. Yeah, hold it up a little bit straighter, man. And then just pull it forward so you're not biting down on it. Yeah, pull it forward, ma'am, so you can shut your mouth like that. Perfect, there you go. Yeah, I ordered a set of, I'll tell you where I got these too in just a minute. All right, you got a very simple game. You're just gonna blow up this balloon, okay? So very simple game. Whoever gets the balloon blown up the biggest is going to be the winner. Now your guys' job is to cheer for your friends up on stage, okay? So go ahead and stretch that balloon out real good. Stretch it out real good, okay? Now let me tell you, it will not work if you try to stretch the balloon over your head. It will not work. So just stretch the balloon out. When I say go, your job is to breathe as much air into the balloon as you can, okay? When you get ready to take a breath, pinch the balloon so you can get a breath, okay? And then blow more air into the balloon, all right? So you have roughly 60-ish seconds, okay? On your mark, get set, go. Come on, let's cheer them on, cheer them on, cheer them on, come on. You can do it, you can do it, do it. Oh, yes. Keep going, yes. Come on, cheer him on, help him out. Come on, you can do it, he can do it, he can do it. Good job. Come on, ma'am. You almost got it. You almost got it. You almost got it. Keep going. All right, keep going. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Give them a hand. They did fantastic. All right. Let's look at you two. All right. You two, if you would, take your balloon. Hold it by a hand. Hold it up to the light like this. Okay. Now, when you two get done, okay, you did fantastic, by the way. You did fantastic. But when you two get done and we're out of here, I need you to go and blow the balloon up like normal, okay? You two are going to notice when you hold it up to light a little bit of liquid in the bottom of your balloon. Don't drink that. Don't drink that. But they did fantastic. Give them a hand. Give them a hand. Good job. All right, dude, wait, what's your name?
Angel.
Angel? You look like you play this game on the regular. Just like, you just no stress whatsoever. So do you play it at home or something? No, we did fantastic. You did fantastic. Obviously, he's the winner. Now, we will need, yeah, give him a hand. We will need those mouth guards back. Got to play it one more time. No, I'm just picking. But, Angel, you get to pick. You're the winner. You get to pick white or blue, white or blue. All right, there you go. Good job. Give him a hand as it goes off. Awesome job. Awesome job. I'll tell you more about where I got those games. If you guys want to scan this QR code or whatnot, it'll take you to a little website. I put together a little PDF, couple PDFs of game resources that I have, one including the notes for this, and then another just couple game resources that we'll play. It'll ask for your email address and whatnot, and it'll email it to you. So yeah, you can use that there. Those, and sorry if there's a glare. If not, we'll do it in a minute so you can get a picture of it. So here's everybody got the photo? Those little mouth guards, you can buy those on Amazon. They're dental mouth guards. They're like, you want to get the small. You want to get the small. Okay. My wife works with a company based in India, and we get to go over there a few times a year. And they love magic. They love games. So I was playing that game with a group of medical auditors on stage, and I opened up my bag of mouth guards. Bro, it's like for Bigfoot. These things, they couldn't get them in their mouth. So we didn't get to play that game. For whatever reason, Amazon was out of the small, and they just substituted the large. And I'm not kidding. They were like 6 inches wide. Here's a little bit about me. I'm the scary guy there in the middle. We live in West Monroe, Louisiana. Home of Duck Dynasty is what most people know it for. I am a civil engineer by degree. I did not grow up in a church home. I jokingly tell people I thought Jesus was this Hispanic guy that worked on the farm with us. So I didn't grow up in a church home, didn't know who he was. Got saved around 25. My wife and I have been together since we were 15, which means we are childhood sweethearts, and all the ladies said, and all the men, pay attention. Yeah, been together since we were 15. She is the one that works in India. Our oldest son, Ethan, over there, he's a psychologist. He lives in Los Angeles, so he's got a steady stream of clients. Maddie is our daughter. Some of these you got to list too quickly, okay? Maddie is our daughter who, she graduated high school. She is wanting to go into early education. She has always been known as the baby whisperer in our family, or in our church community. People, crying mothers will bring their crying children to Maddie, and she can calm them down. Always has been able to. Next to me is our youngest son, Charlie. He graduates high school in a couple weeks. And then next to Charlie is our daughter, Maria. Maria's been with us for about 6 years from Guatemala. She finished her high school up with us, living with us, and then she got married this past summer, had 3 weddings, ladies, 3 weddings, okay? First wedding was the traditional American wedding in June, in the summer, in the South, outside. And so, yeah, I'll walk her down the aisle, and I said, all right, Maria, I said, you want me to make you laugh? You want me to make you cry? And she went, let's just tell dad jokes, Mr. Clayton. So she speaks English very well, but the Southernisms we have throw her off. Like one time in high school, I was telling this story, or she was telling me this story of where a teacher had messed up in class, and the teacher refused to own up to it, so she was just making excuses. And she's like, Mr. Clayton, this teacher was saying this and saying that. She was just trying to throw it under the blanket and move on. And I went, I think you mean sweep it under the rug. And she went, and then spoke very aggressive Spanish, okay? But that's our family. For the last probably 20, 25 years, I've traveled in all kinds of churches, schools, businesses, speaking, doing this kind of stuff, written a dozen books on family and parenting, business culture, and whatnot. The last few years, I ran an agency called For His Kids. We're out there where we go into your church and do any type of large event or your camp and whatnot. And then also one of my books I've written is called High Level Speakers, on how to build a business around speaking, because we get asked that question all the time. So if you're interested in that, let me know and I'll send you one of my books for free. So this resource, the blank game, we came up with just accidentally. Me and one of my volunteers, when I was still on staff at a church, we're trying to come up with a unique game for something, for whatever the lesson was that day. And we just said, every game follows this, and we just stumbled into it. And the blank game is this: how many blank can you blank in blank seconds or minutes or whatever while doing something else, okay? So one of the resources you're gonna get is, I went into ChatGPT years ago, or however many, and I just put how many things, and I made it give me a list of things, okay? So for example, how many balloons can you blow up, or how big can you blow up your balloon in roughly 60 seconds while wearing a mouth guard? Okay, you see how that works? Okay, so in that resource, you'll have a list of things, all right? The one rule, so that it works for any game. Tic-tac-toe is that. How many X's can you fill out or whatever? Family Feud is that way. How many answers can you give in 3 seconds while avoiding one that's already been given? So every sport, how many hockey goals can you make while avoiding keeping the other team from hockey goals? So anything works with this format, okay? So we'll play a couple games and see how that plays out. Here's some of my tips on how to be a great game leader, okay? The number one keeps me from playing a lot of games, okay? So here's my advice to you in ministry, okay? When you play a game, it has to be just as fun to watch as it is to play, okay? How many of you laughed when they were up here as soon as they got the mouth guard in, okay? They didn't even start the game. When we lose a group when our group is just gone and they don't pay attention when we're playing a game, generally it's because it's fun to play, but it's not fun to watch, okay? So where you make it fun to watch is with this hurdle right here, okay? Think of something weird, awkward, funny that would make the game fun to watch. And that's where you come up with a perfect hurdle. Like we used to play a game, how many times can you jump rope in 60 seconds? Okay, and the jump rope was this huge, like inch thick rope while wearing flippers. Okay, how many times can you hula hoop while blowing up a balloon? Which I am not coordinated, people. So trying to blow up a balloon and hula hoop at the same time is funny to watch. Okay, so yeah, the funnier you can make that hurdle as it relates to the game, and all these slides are in. I'm sending you guys a slide deck too, so you don't have to worry about it. And what I'm doing too, I'm recording the audio, so I'll follow along and show you on here, so you don't have to worry about taking that. But it has to be just as fun to watch as it is to play. The closer you can make that happen, the better your game experience will be. All right. I like simple rules and points. Okay. Whoever gets the balloon the biggest. Okay. Not whoever gets the balloon the biggest while doing this and then adding this. It's too confusing. Okay. I like a rule that when I get up there, it takes me less than a minute to explain it so we can play. Okay. And then here's something that I'm extremely mindful of. I do not allow them to boo anyone. Notice when I sent the two who, if we're being honest, lost the game, right? When I sent them off, how did I send them off? Yeah, give them a hand for trying, something like that. Yeah, give them a hand. And I don't allow the booing of the other team or player. If you have that happen, which you will sometimes, what I always say is if you boo, I automatically give points to the other team. And that was usually just that will squelch it, okay? Now, when I do have a big game show that I go and take into churches, it's called Press Start. And when I do that, like I'm usually congratulating the winner and sending the loser off at the same time. So I'll do, if like he won, what's your name? Caleb. So I would say, give it up for Caleb, he won the game, and they're cheering, and I let that go for 2 or 3 seconds, and I'll say, and give it up for our other team as they all go back to their seat. And then that way, everyone's leaving the stage instead of, you lost, you stunk it up, so go on, loser. Okay, it just keeps everybody going back to their seats with high energy. Okay, ma'am.
Positivity.
Yeah, positivity. I'm very big on being a winner. There's got to be a winner in a game. Okay, I don't like participation trophies. So there is a loser, but you don't have to make them feel like one. Okay. So I like to be their cheerleader. That's why you saw me. Come on, and then have that clear winner. Now this is a big one right here. Okay, when you play games, when I was still on staff at a church, I had probably a game bag of maybe 20, 25 games that I would rotate through. You have to, on a Sunday morning, kill it before it dies. If you're going to play tic-tac-toe for whatever game, and you play it for 45 minutes, you can never play tic-tac-toe again. When they say, when 3 months down the road, you're going, we're going to play tic-tac-toe today. They're like, no, we're not. You played it for an hour and a half last time, okay? So you have to kill it before it dies. If I played that game right there and only that game today, by the third time you're going to be like, okay, we've seen it. The novelty's worn off, okay? So when you come up with a game, create you a little game rotation basket, and I'm going to show you several that you can do, and they're in that PDF that you'll get. But just, you got to kill it before it dies. If you wear it out, you have worn it out, okay? And it'll be a long time for you. You're going to have to graduate the kids through before you can play it again, okay? So, yeah. Any questions on any of that? You can stop me and ask questions at any point. All right. As someone said in a book I read once, the creator of Dilbert, the Dilbert cartoons, he said somebody asked him if there are no, about stupid questions. And he said, if there are no stupid questions, what kind of questions do stupid people ask? I don't adhere to that. So if you have a question, I won't make fun of you. So just tell me whatever your question will be. Okay. So here's some games we'll go through, right? This is the first one we're going to play. So if you'll take one and just pass it around. Don't rip open the bag, Caleb. Take one and then just pass it around. I could do like they do in the office where he just throws the candy out there like that. I think it is. Yeah, in here. Oh, let me get a handful and I'll go in the back right there. Oh, there we go. All right. So y'all can take some and pass them around. Let y'all grab one. Pass them around. This is a game that I came up with when the Lord spoke directly into me one Sunday morning. I don't know if you've ever had this, where you have planned, you have prayed, and you have prepared. And then you get started, and ain't nothing working. Kids have stayed up all night, it's a full moon, whatever it is, whatever you doing is not working, okay? This is one, I think I gave away my sucker, where I was trying to teach, I was trying to lead, and they weren't having it. They were out of control, okay? And you ever had a morning like that? Okay, I'm not alone. Okay, just checking. So what I do is I had the little treasure box where if you did whatever, X, Y, or Z, you got something out of the treasure box. These kids weren't doing anything that morning. So I looked and I said, all right, we're going to play a game. And I had one of the kids or volunteers or whatever, helpers, take the dumb suckers and pass them around. I said, every kid get a sucker. So thank you, sir. So if you would, we're going to play the sucker game while we do the rest of this workshop. All right, so I need you to take your sucker and go ahead and open it up. Open it up. And then you're allowed to eat your sucker. Now, here's how we play the sucker game. You go ahead and put it in your mouth. Put your trash in your bag or paper or whatever. Don't nasty the room up for everybody. All right, so here's what you have to do to play the sucker game. The sucker must remain in your mouth unless I call on you or ask you a question or you need to say something, okay? Then you take it out. Whoever has the most sucker on their stick at the end of service will win a prize. Let me tell you, it went from, hey, let me tell you what I did last night. I can't believe this, to like, that one was directly given from the Lord, okay? That one I have played quite a bit. It took harder for that one to die. I wouldn't do it every Sunday, but I could do that one once a month. Because this candy, I was working with another group and this volunteer said, but you're giving the kids candy. And I said, they don't want to suck on a cucumber or a pickle for the whole service. You got to have something for them enticing. She literally wanted me to give them veggie sticks, okay? Wanted me to give them veggie sticks. All right, let's play another game. We're going to all play together. So I need everybody to stand up right where you're at. Stand up. Very simple game. Very simple game. All right. I'm going to take this quarter right here. I'm going to take this quarter. I'm going to flip the quarter in the air, okay? If you think the quarter will land on heads, you will guess heads by putting both hands on your head like this, okay? If you don't think it will land on heads, you think it's going to land on tails, you will not guess heads by doing this. You will guess tails by doing this, okay? So it's heads or tails. It is not a democracy, okay? It's not heads and tails. It's heads or tails. If you get it wrong, you'll have a seat, okay? So we'll do one practice one. Ready? All right, choose. It was tails. So if you chose heads, you would have been out. But everybody stand up. All right, here we go. Here we go. Get ready. Choose. Tails again that time. So all the heads have a seat. Oh, look like it would have been a hen rally right now. All right, here we go. Choose. All right. Tails again. Tails again. Tails again. All right, choose. Oh, heads that time. Heads that time. All right, all those who are left, come right up here. All those few that are left, come right up here. Oh, we got 3. Good job. All right, here we go. Now, you're going to choose as soon as I flip the coin. Ready? Choose. All right. So let's get the heads over here on this side. Oh, we all 3 chose tails. Let's do it again. All right, here we go. Choose. You're not going to swap. What you're going to be? All right, we got you. All right, so heads on this side. Okay. Tails on this side. Heads on this side. Tails on this side. All right. Now, what's your name, ma'am? Becky. All right, Miss Becky. In my church, we have what's called deacons. You know what deacons are? There's something we train our people to have called the deacon face. Okay? If the deacon receives good news, he has this face. If the deacon receives tough news, he has this face. Okay? So when I show you, Miss Becky, the coin, I need you to have the deacon face. Okay? Are you ready? Perfect job. Give her a hand. It was heads that time, so she's our winner. Give Miss Becky a hand. She did fantastic. Give our other 2 a hand. They did awesome. Good job, sir. Good job. Good job, Miss Becky. You can also have a tumbler. Yeah, good job. So who noticed a few of the quirks of the ways I played that game? What stood out to you? Everybody got to play. Everybody got to play. That's a good one. A very good one. Quick. Very quick. Yeah, very quick. And then yes, ma'am. Is that what you were going to say? I was going to say that. Yeah. Notice some people I play like they make a big deal out of people who have to sit down. I don't really focus on that. What else? There's one other thing I hoped you notice. Yeah, very simple. Yeah, very simple. That I just added because I heard a comedian do something similar to that, and I went, that's funny, and that will extend that game just enough to add a little bit of humor to it. Okay? No, that's good too. You do want to, I like a big coin just to make it more visual. I have a friend of mine who minister at church. They just cut out they found a big wooden disc and wrote an H on one side and a T on the other. These are like $8 or $10 on Amazon. Very cheap, but this is one I would keep this game because it's engaging in a lot of moving parts and very quick. This is one like end of service, pastors not adhered to the time limits he set forth and we're having to scrounge. You know what I'm talking, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I do have 5 or 6 of these that I pull from. This is one of them, okay? One other thing, though, I want you to notice, yeah.
Did you ask the winner to be the deacon face? Did you know, you checked the tick?
Yeah, I knew she was the winner.
You knew,
yeah.
So you always would go, so if that would have been, you would have gone to the winner's side to ask the
Yeah.
deacon.
But I usually only do that when it's one against however many, so it's that only one person. Yeah. You're close to where I was wanting to go. Notice at the end of the game, I put heads over here and tails over here. Have you ever noticed a child cheating in a game? All right. So when I'm in a large group and I'm doing that, like at your church, and let's say you get down to, because maybe it's going a little longer than you want to speed it up, invite those who are remaining to come on stage. And you've already noticed Chaz has changed teams 10 times, okay? I bring them up, and that's why I say heads over here, tails over here. And then it's like all of y'all go back to your seat. So it keeps only the winners that are still in the game. And I don't let them be in the middle. You got to be heads or tails. So that's just a little nuance of it that I picked up watching kids swap sides all throughout the game. Yeah. All right, let's play another one. So I need 4 volunteers. 4 volunteers. Raise your hands. Come on up here, young lady. Young lady. Come on, guys. Come on up here. Yeah, come on up. How about you, dude? Come on up. Come on up. Come on up. Give them a hand as they come up. Give them a hand. All right. Go ahead, madam. I'll let you. Don't let me slap you with this thing. All right, you can turn your head, or just sit it right there on the table. Either way. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I got it upside down. I'll come back and fix it. All right. Let me fix it just a second, dude. Hold on. All right. This is another very simple game. All right. You are going to just grab your balloon, whichever one, doesn't matter. And for this game, like I was telling them when they first came in, I normally use a big, I think it's a 16-inch balloon. They'll blow up pretty good size. I left the air pump for those at the house, and I didn't have the lung capacity, let's be honest. All right, for 4 of those. All right, so what you're going to do, you're going to stand up straight, put your feet together. All right, take your balloon, hold it like this. I'm using yours as illustration. Okay, take your rubber band, stretch it apart like this. Okay, now open your mouth, so you want to take your suckers out just for a second. And your hand will be good. Oh, Laurel, you're struggling, yeah. So now do your mouth. Look at your friends who are looking at you and do your mouth like this. All right, and then take that rubber band, put it in between your teeth and bite down on it, okay? You go ahead and put it in between your teeth, bite down on it. Now I need you to keep your hands by your side, okay? In just a moment, when I say go, your job is to stand up straight and bob back and forth and hit your balloon, okay? Now this counter on your forehead is going to count how many times you hit your balloon, okay? And whoever has the most will be the winner, all right? So on your mark, you guys get ready to cheer for them. On your mark, get set, go. Come on, help them out, help them out. Come on, help them out. Oh, yeah, there you go, there you go, there you go. Oh, good job, good job, good job, good job. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Come on, don't stop, don't stop. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. Good job, good job. All right, you can take your balloon, put it right here. Put it right here. I don't want to touch them. We've used these things for a year. So they're, yeah, all right, good job.
I know it tastes weird.
Yeah. You should have seen the last kid that used it. It had like gator mouth. All right. So what's your name?
Crystal.
Crystal, you did pretty good. You looked like you were in an 80s metal concert, just going at it. You did fantastic. I mean, not miss your hair.
Okay. It's okay.
Miss Crystal was able to hit her balloon a total of 63 times. Let's give her a hand. Good job. All right. What's your name, madam?
Hillary.
Hillary. Hillary, you're a little more graceful than my friend here. You were more like just very graceful, okay? Hillary, you were able to hit your balloon a total of 38 times. Give her a hand. You can go back to your seat. Good job. All right, come on over here. What's your name, dude?
Seth.
Seth. Nice to meet you, Seth. All right, good job, Seth. Seth, you did fantastic. Seth, you play the game a little bit like I play the game, Seth. Like we got an X on our back and we can't move and just kind of like still. That's kind of how I play it, Seth. Seth, you were able to hit your balloon a total of 42 times. Give him a hand. Good job. Good job, bud. Thank you. You can go back to your seat. All right.
Kyle.
Kyle, nice to meet you, Kyle. Your sucker's looking pretty good there. You got a little bit more on it. All right, y'all did fantastic. All right. Now, Kyle, do you think you beat Crystal, right? Yeah, you think you beat Miss Crystal? You're like over a long way. Come on over here, Kyle.
I'll go yes.
I like that confidence, Crystal. Yeah, what do you think, Crystal? You think you got him?
Maybe.
Come on, we need some confidence. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
All right. Kyle, you were able to hit your balloon a total of 88 times. So give him a hand. Give her a hand. Good job. Kyle, take a bow. You did fantastic. Good job. Good job. All right, so what stood out to you guys about that one? What'd you like or dislike about it?
Even when you were saying that they weren't doing so well, you were very kind and gentle.
Yeah. If you want to speak professionally for a living, don't embarrass somebody on stage, okay? Because they will notice it. If you want to have a long standing with your kids in ministry where they will respect you and volunteer to play games, don't embarrass them on stage. I'll embarrass myself before I will them. Yeah, that's very good.
I have a question. How do the headbands know? Is it just the motion of your neck?
Okay, let me tell you this. This is the least scientifically accurate game I play. There is no rhyme nor reason to this other than it's every time it hits. I've never had anyone come and go, now I counted every person and by the Ernst & Young, this person won. No, it's a pedometer. So if y'all be real quiet, every time they moving. So the reason Kyle won is because if you notice, he was actually moving his whole head more, where Crystal over there, she was actually going back and forth, but it wasn't as quick and as a movement. Another way you can play this game. So those big rubber bands, you can get them on Amazon. They're just a big or Home Office Depot. And then I normally use 16-inch balloons and they will more easily go out. So it's like the big fist punch balloons. These things, I have a bucket of those I bought years ago and just the little headbands. Another version of this game, to add another layer to it, you don't have to use the balloons. Yeah, I call it headbangers. You just get up there. Yeah, and I'll make fun. The little jokes I make is, you look like the VBS teachers at the end of the week. It's like, oh. So just little things that come to mind for me on that. But when I first played that, I wanted to have a big visual of a lot of people on stage. So I may have 10 or 12, but it takes a long time to go through all those people. So I like 3 or 4 contestants on stage. I think for me, that's kind of like the sweet spot. Here's another one we all can play. Everyone, if you would, stand up. Stand up. All right, my press start game show that I do, it's got some video game character elements built into it. There's a big retro scoreboard. When someone loses the game, the way we send them off, the entire group is competing to set the new high score in press start. So there's a big digital scoreboard like an old retro arcade. And so they're adding points together and they're competing against all the other churches that have ever played or schools or businesses. So I have what we call, if you lose the game, you get to hit what we call the button of attempted awesomeness. And it's just a little arcade button, and when they press it, it just adds a few 100 points or 1,000 points to the score. Then if they win the game, I have, how many 80s, 90s kids are in here? You remember Zelda? Yeah. So best game ever, one of the top 3 anyway. But when you would go into the little gambling cave and it would say, choose wisely. So I have, for the winner, you get a chance to hit the buttons of awesomeness. And it's 3 buttons up there. What the kids don't know is they are all wired together. So it doesn't matter which button they choose. It's going to add either 150, 250, or 500,000 points. So it doesn't matter which one they hit. But I used to just have one button, and the kids would come up there and try to slam the button through the floor. When I put the 3 options, even though they don't know, it's all going to generate the same score, the angst on their face. Okay, so when you think about a game, think of one that adds a little bit of tension in it. Here's one that I play sometimes during press start. It's called Hero, Villain, Princess. Okay, it's very similar to rock, paper, scissors, gorilla, man, gun, all that. Okay, so here's how this goes. The hero beats the villain beats the princess beats the hero, you tie, bye-bye. Okay, some people say you tie, you die. I don't say that. I say you tie, bye-bye. So like you're out, okay? We're gonna turn back to back, and it's gonna be the hero beats the villain beats the princess beats the hero, you tie, bye-bye. All right, so find a partner, turn back to back. I'm going to say the little phrase. Yeah, you two can do it right here. You two. All right, you two can do it. You got somebody, go play with the lady in the pink right there. There you go. All right, I'll say the phrase. The hero beats the villain beats the princess beats the hero. You tie, bye-bye, 1, 2, 3, go. When I say go, you will turn around in your pose and do it. Don't do like the kids and just change all of a sudden, okay? Don't be the children that you talk about all week, all right? So here we go. The hero beats the villain beats the princess beats the hero, you tie, bye-bye. 1, 2, 3, go. Turn around and face your person. Oh, yeah, good job, good job. All right, find a new partner, find someone who's left. If you tied, if you were out, you're out, so you can have a seat. Find a new person, find a new person. Come on, hurry, hurry. Find somebody, find somebody, find somebody. All right, here we go. The hero beats the villain beats the princess beats the hero, you tie, bye-bye. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, good job. All right, those who are left, who's left? Who's left? Are you still in, ma'am? Oh, we just selected you. Are you the winner?
Yep.
Oh, good job. Give me my hand. Good job. Good job. So that one is hero, villain, princess. There's a million ways of playing that one. Heads or tails is a good one. I like 4 corners. I really do. Especially if I want, like, if the lesson is on whatever, David and Goliath's come to mind. Like, I'll put like 4 different corners related to the game. Like, when I teach boys that lesson, I'm like, he cut his head off. Like, boys love that. So I like 4 corners. I will also do just 2 sides where we put them if you want pizza or hot dogs, things like that. That's a good one to do. How many of you have heard of the Mad Dash? I'm not the originator of that, but it's been around forever. So the Mad Dash is very simple. On your stage, in your room, like my stage where I was first on staff at, it just wasn't very big. You couldn't run across it. It was maybe this width and only 18 or 2 foot wide, 18 inches, 2 foot wide. So we would just use the room. And you put on one side of the room, you put a bucket with candy, okay? Then on the other side of the room is the starting line. So the Mad Dash is how many dashes can you make in 60 seconds, however long you want, while putting the candy in the bucket. So there's a bucket full of candy on that side or prizes or whatever, and a bucket at the starting line that they're going to toss their candy into. So when you say go, they have to race down to that one, grab 1 piece of candy or 2 or 10, however much you allow them, and race back, and they have to make it in the bucket over here. So they're taking candy out of there and adding it over here, okay? And by the end of whatever time, they get to leave with whatever candy you got, okay? If you want to run them to death and get that energy out, it's a good one to do. Balloon or noodle tag's a good one, where you can just play tag, so face 2 people, and you're just trying to hit them with the pool noodle below like the knees is a good one that we play. Toss a smile is one where you can put a small group together, and we would do this is you nominate one person to come up with a goofy smile, and the other group is not allowed to smile at these strange faces. They smile, and when no one has laughed, then they wipe a smile off their face and go back to normal, and they toss it to somebody, and that person catches it, and he has to come up with a goofy smile, okay? And you just keep doing that. And then, so that's the toss a smile. Sorry, it's on there twice. And then here's one that my oldest son came up with, so I have the 3 kids. Ethan he's about 7, 8 years older than Maddie. And a fun fact about the Polands, we have driven almost 1 million miles together across the U.S. over the last 25 years in a vehicle that is 5 times smaller than a prison cell, and no one's gone to prison. So that's a personal win for us, okay? And so as you can imagine, 1 million miles, we got stories and all kinds of stuff. And Ethan just got tired of his brothers and sisters talking in the car, and he wanted some silence for a little bit, okay? And Ethan's very intellectual. He's been an old man since birth, and he really has. When he says, for example, he was dating a girl in college and said the subject of classic movies came up. And he went, ooh, I love classic movies. Now, Ethan is thinking Casablanca, Public Enemy, things like that. And he's asked this girl, so what's your favorite classic movie? And she went, Shrek. There was I think maybe one more date after that. Ethan and I would get into deep, robust theological dialogue in the car. And well, what about the 3rd horn on the 5th dragon? What does it mean? And my wife would finally, when she'd get tired of it, she'd go, that's it. No more conversation. My brain has to rest, okay? So this is a game we would use. It's called Quiet Water, Still Water, okay? And this works tons and tons of times, okay? Tons and tons of times, all right? So when I say Quiet Water, Still Water, there's no talking and no moving. The first one that does loses, okay? So we would just be in the car and Ethan would be fed up and he'd just go, Quiet Water, Still Water. And you'll be amazed. As silly as that sounds, they will be quiet. They really will. Simple game, okay? Simple game. Now here's one, for whatever reason, it messed this one up. But let's just do this group right here. Everyone stand up and form a circle around your group of chairs facing in, like a standing up duck goose circle. This is not a physical game, so everybody can play. So turn around and I'll show you this one, okay? This is a great one. This is also one of the pastors went for 2 hours long. This is one we would play, okay? So your job is I'm going to say heads down, heads up. When I say heads down, you just put your heads down. When I say heads up, you're to look up and look at someone across the room. If they are looking at you, you're both out, okay? None of this either. Heads down, heads up. Just fair warning, okay? So heads down. I'm not in the game, so y'all play amongst yourself. Heads up. Heads down. Heads up. Heads down. Heads up. Heads down. And you're only looking at the people remaining in the game. Heads up. Heads down. Heads up. Oh, heads down. Heads up. Oh, good job. Heads down. So it's you 4. Heads up. Oh, so it's those 2. So what I would do in this instance is I would probably pull someone else up to do a 3-person heads down, heads up, just to narrow down to a winner. So they are winners. Give them a hand. They did fantastic. That one's super, super fun too. You can play lots and lots of times with that one. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Are we going to play one? Go ahead. For whatever reason.
Shoulders cup. I thought that's what you were explaining.
No, here's a true story. The way the slide deck came about is I used AI. So if you want to know how to do that, I'll show you in the session right after this, okay? But I created the list of games I wanted to play with you guys today, and I just noticed myself just now that it duplicated Toss a Smile and Head, Shoulders, Cup. That one was supposed to be heads down, heads up, okay? So sorry. But the Head, Shoulders, Cup game is just where you face 2 kids apart with a cup in the middle and head, shoulders, knees, toes, cup, and they snatch the cup. And whoever snatches the cup in the middle, is the winner. And that one you can play till the cup absolutely is destroyed, okay? I need 2 volunteers. 2 volunteers. All right, come on. All right, and you grab one person just to help you, okay? They're not going to play the game. They're just going to help you. And they cannot say no, okay? What about you, dude? Come on up here. Yeah, grab one of the ladies or that guy right there with the beer, okay? Yeah. Yeah. There you go. All right, so, yeah. Now, this is one of my favorite games, and it is a lot of people do it. So if you would, you guys come on over here, all right? Yeah, you too, young lady. You can come over here. You'll stand, guys with the hooks, you'll stand behind or either to the side, okay? Now, we're going to put this donut on the hook, okay? All right. Now, oops, sorry. Your job is to eat as much of the donut as you can without the donut falling off the hook, okay? So if you take a huge bite, this is going to spin and fall off, okay? Whoever has the most donut at the end of the game is the winner, okay? Helpers, let's face our friends, okay? Yeah. Huh?
Whoever eaten the most?
Whoever eats the most donut without it falling off the hook, okay? Yeah, there you go. You can hold it like that. All right, here, let's face our friends so everybody can see. Ready? You cannot use your hands. Here, this is your debut, not your debut. So we're going to turn like this. All right, there you go. All right, on your mark, get set, go. Give them a hand. Come on, cheer them on. Help them out, help them out, help them out. Come on, there you go. Help them out, help them out, help them out, help them out. Come on, come on. So you got it, you got it, you got it. Oh, good job, good job. Good job. Yeah, chew it up, chew it up. All right. All right, here we go. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Good job. Give them a hand. You did fantastic. Sorry, I did not think to grab napkins, okay? Yeah, you guys did well. I'll take these. All right, thank you. Helpers, you can go back to your seat. Give them a hand as they go back to their seat. All right. Dude, you're hungrier than a hostage over here. You look. You can go ahead and grab that. It looks like our winner is Toby right over here. Give him a hand. And then, dude, you can take yours too. Give him a hand. He did fantastic. Fantastic. They're very good, very good. That's one, you can create those and play it endlessly. The kids love that because they get food. Any game with food, it increases the lifespan of the game. Just wash the hooks off every time. Another version of that one that you can do that we used to play is you can, if you don't want to use a hook, you can use a bigger piece of rope. Because one thing on stage, you want it to be big. You want it to present big and play big. You can take like just a piece of rope and put bagels on it. And because bagels a lot of times are easier to find than donuts in some towns I go to. But just put like a whole sleeve of donuts on or bagels on the rope And you tell the kids in that one, instead of trying to whoever eats the most without it falling off, it's whoever can rip those bagels off the rope first. So they'll just be snatching, and a bagel's pretty hard to tear, believe it or not. So that's another variation. One that I have played too is sometimes when I go into a town and I'm there at night, you can't find fresh donuts, okay? So I've been racking my brain to come up with a game using the little donuts because they're always there. And thank you, Instagram. There was a bunch of people playing this game at Christmas. So they would sit in a chair, 3 or 4 people, and then you have someone just holding like a broom handle or a mop handle or even a tripod if you have one. And you tie like a piece of tape or something to their shoe and a piece of string that goes through a donut, and the donut's just off the string. And so they're sitting in there, and you're just trying to get that little donut, you're trying to eat it off the string. But it's hanging above their head. I've seen them play it standing up too, and they have to like hold their foot up like this. So hilarious to watch, okay? Hilarious to watch, all right? Any questions? Any other questions? Yes?
I was going to say, I made that a little bit more harder. I put 4 PVC pipes and had it on a circle on a tripod and had them run around it. So they all
Nice. Yeah, I like that. I like that. All right, so let's see. Hold your sucker out. Let's see who's going to be our sucker winner. Oh, you got a lot. Oh, you didn't even open it. Yeah, you got it pretty good. I think it's going to be between Caleb and here. Is that Miss Diane? Is that your name? Miss Diane is our winner. Give her a hand. Good job, Miss Diane. All right, good job. All right. Now, here's another one you can play. So that face punch game is what I call the one with that. Mouth guards is that. Here's one you can play. All right, let's all stand up, and this will be the last game we play. Okay? So this one we're going to hold. Everybody's going to hold hands. Every hand needs to be connected. Every hand needs to be connected. So you're going to be doing thumb wrestling. So you put your hand in the thumb wrestling hold. Okay? No, you know what thumb wrestling is? Where you, all right, you can do it upside down. All right, but no, you need to be thumb wrestling. So it'd be like this. Be like this. Yeah. All right. You got to get creative. You may have to go under you. No, go under your arm or something. You can be creative. All right. So when I say go, your job is to thumb wrestle and see who can get the most pins. All right, ready? On your mark, get set, go. All right. 1, 2, 3, stop. Good job. Give everybody a hand. Y'all did fantastic. All right. That game I got from watching a TED Talk. There's like this neuropsychologist who came up with this game, and she was in an auditorium with like 1,000 people with a balcony, and they're like hanging over the balcony to everyone in the room was connected. But and for each of these games, let me say too, sometimes I tie them in with whatever the lesson is for the day, okay? If it's too much of a stretch, I don't worry about it. We're just having fun, and it's a little brain break for the day, okay? So any questions, comments, thoughts, suggestions? So here's that QR code again. I know we're right at time. So what I will do is I'm recording the audio from this. So I'll overlay the audio on this same slide deck and email it to you guys. I'll upload it to YouTube. And I'm also sending it to Casey to put in whatever Google Drive or Dropbox folder that she has for all the resources for you guys. So I'm normally, as I tell you, I think I said at the beginning, I'm allergic to slides whenever I present on Sunday morning. I put these together. So anybody else have a good game you want to share? Yes, sir. Okay.
So with smile, how do you eliminate?
If they crack up, yeah. And not every game has to be an elimination game, too. You could just laugh at whatever. And all right, we're going to start over again. All right, Kyle, here we go. Okay. Trying to think of some of the other fun games. Who else has a fun game you play in your ministry? Yes, ma'am.
So we have one that we just took some like chip boxes and took 4 different color solo cups and 2 of them, and you have to stand behind them, and then one of the adults would mix up the bottom cup so the person behind couldn't see, and then the teams had to tell their person at the same time if it was matching or not. So yelling over each other too.
Oh, yeah.
Whoever gets all 4 matching the ones that are down there that they can't see.
Is that kind of like on, I've seen reels where there's 4, 5, 6 bottles and you're trying to, yeah, awesome. Awesome. Yes, ma'am.
Play left, right. Like you have
Uh,
two pieces of like painters table on your carpet or whatever, and the kids we divide them into two teams, and then like your leader will say like left or right, and they have to go from left side to right side. They waver or like they stumble when they're going left or and they're out, and the last one standing is the winner. They love that game.
Yeah.
They love it.
Yeah.
I have a game that they love. We cut out squares of construction paper, different colors, and two players. I yell out a color, but they can't touch the color that I yell. So if I say brown, they can't put their hand on brown. And so the faster you go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yes, ma'am.
Our kids love reverse charades.
Reverse charades.
We have a worker take one kid out, and we tell the whole crowd something, usually a Bible character or Bible
Yeah.
story. Act out, and then that kid has to come up. And
Nice.
yes, from watching the whole crowd.
Nice. That's an excellent game. Excellent. Yeah. What about you?
Finger jousting. So
Finger jousting.
You get in partners and like you hold hands like that, and you each have a finger out, and you're trying to like tag the other person.
Oh, nice. One I played on a high school mission trip was Ninja. Have you ever played Ninja? So you stand in a circle with 8 or 10 or whatever, like we did the heads up, heads down, and you're just trying to do these ninja chops to try to hit the person next to you, but you have to hit their hand. And what gets hilarious on that one is when it's down to 2 and you're trying to find the winner, and you got these people like, it's hilarious. Hilarious. We would play that for hours. Any questions, thoughts, comments, suggestions? Yes, sir.
We'll do one that's called the first one to me.
Hmm.
And say the first one to me has boots, or the first one to me has a bow and hair.
Oh, yeah. So like a group scavenger hunt type thing. Yeah.
We have a leader in the back and a leader toward the stage, and then they're all sitting there, and they say the first one to this leader.
Yeah.
With this, and we give a happy vote.
Yeah, yeah. Sure. One, if you can play this, is how many of you are familiar with Awana, even if you've not played it? There was an old Awana game that I used to play. It was called Shipwreck, and you played it in a gym or a large room, and you designate each wall a different color, so red, blue, yellow, green. And the center, we played it in our gym on the basketball court, and the center circle at half court was, when you say Shipwreck, they would all run to there. So you would holler, red line, and they would run to the red wall, and just before they get to the red wall, you holler blue, and you just keep them running until they're about to collapse. And then when you say shipwreck, they all have to go to the center. And then the 2 other commands, or a few other commands, was dead man, so they would lay face down, man overboard, they would lay face up, and then iceberg, they would freeze wherever they were at. Very simple game. But if you need to run them one night, that is a great one to do it. And you're just constantly hollering out those few commands, red, blue, yellow, shipwreck. And yep, and it's fun. It's fun. All right. Any other questions, thoughts, comments, recipes? Here's one question I have for you. How many of you are from Cleveland? Okay, here's our family's favorite question. You are about to go to prison tonight for life. Where is the last place you are eating locally? We have asked this question thousands of times, got some really good recommendations. Maddie and I once were in Wichita, Kansas. When you got off the interstate exit, there was a toll booth there. And the event was over, and I said, hey, Maddie, let's just ask the toll booth guy. Going to prison, where would you go eat? Not exaggerating. He's like, right down the street is a Sonic. Across from that's the McDonald's. So I was telling that to some friends of mine who had been to prison, and they went, yeah, he ain't never been to prison. So, so yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for coming. I hope you have a good rest of your day.
Thank you.
You bet.